Okay, sorry for that weird little look, but hey, as you know, I'm Chris. I am the president, the CEO, and all those other wonderful words, letter combos, and acronyms, whatever you want, of the company to be named later. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. We're not going to roll an intro. We're not going to do anything about survival. We're not going to talk about blades. We're not going to talk about paracord. We're not going to try to sell you on anything. Good friend of mine over at Poor Man's Preparing, Jason Gallagher, released a video recently. And it really hit me hard. I heard it in his voice, his pain, his suffering, and everything he was going through in order to provide a good life for his daughter. And, you know, he's had his struggles like we all have, but he's never, you know, let life really get him down, and he didn't even really ask for handouts or anything. And it got me thinking. I've been looking at my, my Facebook feed, and honestly, if it wasn't for the majority of my business being on social media, I would probably dump every bit of social media. I get on there in the mornings, and basically I'm the blame for everything. Because, I voted this way, or I believe this way, or, I believe this with sexuality. I'm the cause for every single problem in the world. But the ones that really get me is my Facebook feed is loaded with women attacking baby daddies. Well, I'm going to touch on that for a second. I'm a step-parent. I've got 3 kids who live in my house, and basically I'm a stepdad to a 4th who doesn't live in my house, I should say. I'm very ashamed to say in the beginning when I met my son, I didn't like him. He had so many issues, he had so many problems, and my thought process at the time was very screwed up. I thought, well, why doesn't his dad deal with him? Why doesn't the guy who wants to be his dad deal with him? Why is this my problem? And then one day, he walked in a bedroom and he asked me a question, and everything changed. He asked me to be his dad. At that point, I now knew why. It was my problem, and it was my issue, because I was strong enough to handle it, and I was strong enough to step forward when these other 2 frickin' idiots couldn't. He's my son. You ask him, he likes to say point blank, he adopted me before I said yes. Amber, I met her at basically 2 months old, and her and I bonded instantly. For the first 2 weeks of her life, I was Uncle Chris, and then that changed dramatically. Yes, Kate and I have had that conversation about I'm not his real dad. I'm not the guy who helped make him, for lack of a better phrase. And he understands, and he doesn't care. We were in Walmart the other day, and I told, my better half, hey, you get the 2 women, I'll take the boy, and we'll go this way. And Caden looked at me and he went, I love spending time with my dad. I'm not saying it's been easy. I ain't saying it's all been bad either, We've had our ups, we've had our downs, but we've done stuff as a family. I am tired of basically seeing posts going, if you ain't ready to step to me, being a parent to my kids, don't step. Well, parenthood's hard for everybody. There's really no instruction manual on what you should do in every situation, and what you should do here and what you should do there. It's not a guy's fault that there's kids in a relationship when he's coming into it. Just like it's not a girl's fault that maybe it's a single parent. I'm tired of seeing the crap. It just seems like we're so divided all over everything that it's not even funny. I just remember words of these idiots. I had, Amber's biological dad step to me and say, no man alive is going to raise my kid. And I told him point blank, then do your fucking job. I won't have to. I even made an offer to Caden's dad and said, hey, look, you really haven't been part of his life. You've denied him forever. Sign his rights over. I've been doing the job. I'll keep doing the job. And his response was basically, I stepped to him sideways and didn't respect him. So, it's not easy being a step-parent. It's the hardest job I've ever had. It's the most incredible job I've ever had. But, that's my little rant here, because I'm absolutely tired of seeing it. People out there pick better partners, because I don't know, that 45 seconds that, you know, you're grunting and groaning and sweating, that could cost you 18 years of your life at a minimum. That you should be together because you should be there for your kid. You know, I finally have my first biological daughter, and sure, it destroyed me the first 2 months. I wasn't the food. She wanted nothing to do with me. But now, you know, I can't get rid of her. I turn around, she's right there. But I wouldn't trade it for anything. You know? But anywho, that's my rant. I'm going to post this up. Like I said, go to Poor Man's Preparing YouTube page. Listen to his video. It's the one where he's putting out 2 fully stocked bug out bags. Listen to his words, listen to his voice, and listen to the pain that's there. Not all guys are assholes. Not all guys are going to run. There are guys who fucking step up when others stepped aside. So, there you go.